Well, welcome in once again, everybody, to another interesting, informative, fun edition of Pick Your Politics. I'm lucky enough to be your host, Dennis Silvers. Got a great show for you today because we've got a great guest on, number one, and we're going to be talking about some topics that are not only important to our guest, but also to just about everybody in the state, in the whole country. Issues that affect everybody. Weather here in Las Vegas is finally cooling down a little bit. We're not setting daily records. We're about normal, 100, 101, 102 or whatever. But it's still hot. Hot in the sense we've got hot races coming up for the general in November that's going to be here very, very soon. So that's why we like to get these people on, so it helps you vet the candidates so you can make a better informed decision when you go to the poll and you've got to vote. I keep saying that every show. You can complain, you could whatever, but you've got to make a change, and that means you've got to vote, and you've got to make informed decisions. So again, vet your candidates. You may not always disagree with 100% of what they think, what they say, but if you feel they're the best for the job, get out and do your thing, and you got to put these people in office. Let me tell you a little bit about our special guest today. He's a busy, busy guy. He's got a very familiar name to a lot of you that are tuning in today. John Lee is a current candidate for the U.S. House of Representatives in District 4. John is the former mayor of the city of North Las Vegas, and that was from 2013 through 2022. He also served as a Nevada state senator from 2004 to 2012, and a Nevada state representative from 1996 to 2001. With a background as a business owner, one of many important issues for John, of course, is the economy, and that is affecting everybody in this country. John is also focusing on crime and safety, and which he is well versed in crime in North Las Vegas. The crime rate in North Las Vegas dropped really an astounding 32% under John's watch. I don't mean this watch, when he was in office as mayor. And it's we're going to be talking about some of the issues I know that are important to you and that are important to John and his campaign as well. John, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
I know you are busy and you're running a great campaign. Let me start off and ask you, maybe a lot of the people here are not familiar with District 4. Where is it? What's it comprised of as far as the types of people that live there?
All right, good question. There's 5 rural counties. There's Lincoln County, part of Clark County in North Las Vegas. Then I've got Nye County, Esmeralda County, Mineral County, and a little bit of Lyon County. So it's got farming, ranching, it's got mining. It's a really unique Nevada district. It might be the second biggest district in America for land mass, you know.
Wow.
But it's an exciting thing. Great people, wonderful people, working people, my kind of people. So I love them.
When you are walking the district with your volunteers, and we'll get to how you can volunteer also a little bit later in the show, and you're knocking on doors, what are people telling you? What are their concerns? And they go, God, Mr. Lee, I wish you could fix this. I wish you could do this. And what are they telling you?
Well, there are 3 topics. The first one is they want the wall built. And the wall being built is a security measure for our country. It's not immigration. Immigration is the laws that you put in place for people to come here, how to apply, how
Right.
to immigrate to our country, work visas and all that. They want the safety and security of our borders. Number two, they want us to start using our own natural resources. We should be refining our oil here. We should be doing everything we can.
100%.
All the minerals that Heavenly Father gave us underneath our ground we should use, and that will help curb inflation. And so that's the third thing. They are just so saddened to the point of what's going on with inflation. And please, John, don't let it get any worse. We can't even accept this now. But do what you can to protect us.
People are hurting.
Financially, I agree. So
People are hurting, and it's no joke, and things have to get better. John has always been a strong advocate for the Second Amendment, having been named Legislator of the Year by both the NRA and Sports Shooters of America. You'll have to forgive me. I certainly know what the NRA is. What is Sports Shooters?
Well, that's the National Sports Shooting Foundation. But if I said the SHOT Show, you would know exactly what I'm talking about.
You're talking about.
And so I ride a mountain bike and a road bike. I'm a bicyclist. And so sometimes I would ride desert trails, and I would come across people where they were out sighting in their gun to go hunting. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
We had no shooting ranges here. They would go out. But eventually, more and more people like me were going out into the desert and enjoying the scenery and riding. And these people were shooting guns just right around us. And so I thought one day we need a shooting range where people in this country can shoot safely. It's a family thing.
Right.
Dennis, more people in this country shoot a gun than play golf. If you think of the Midwest, you think of the whole United States, it's huge. And
That's
it's a
interesting.
great family sport. So I was able to go back to Washington. I got 3,000 acres from the BLM up on the north end of the valley, $49 million in the Public Lands Act. We took 10 years. We built the most wonderful shooting range in the world here in southern Nevada. And I'm glad that I was able to sponsor that and work that all the way through.
Wow.
And so I think that the NRA is a great organization, and I think the National Sports Shooting Foundation does a great job for us. And this shooting range allows everyone to utilize safety in their shooting.
Yeah, that's great. That is absolutely great. You mentioned about bicycling, and I know you've had that in a couple of your commercials. What got you into bicycling, by the way?
You know, I was in construction. I was a business owner. A lot of business guys in construction get ATVs or dune buggies or cabins and, you know, all that stuff. I just like getting on a bike and getting away from everybody and just go ride my bicycle. I'm a very good cyclist. I've rode my I rode my bike one time across Nevada from Lake Tahoe to Utah.
Wow.
I rode Pikes Peak. I'm a very pretty average rider, but I just like riding up hills and challenging myself. But it's a great sport. I would tell more people, get outside, exercise, go out into nature.
Yeah.
It'll make you so much happier than
Great
thinking
exercise.
all the crappy things are going on in the world now.
Great exercise. And John has ridden a long, long ways, as he just mentioned, but he's got an electric bike, but he won't tell you that. No, I'm only kidding. Good for you. When you won the mayoral race, what did you feel your biggest challenge was once you took office?
Oh my gosh. North Las Vegas at that time was $156 million in the hole, a new $6 million hole in the budget. All the bond ratings were junk. The city was about to go into receivership for the state. You can't bankrupt a city in Nevada, but you can turn over the city charter and you're out of business. And it was getting to that point with the poor leadership that our city had at the time. And so the county and the city said, hey, we think this is great. We'd like to get that land. You know, we could expand our boundaries, but they would have had to take all the debt, and they couldn't do that. If you out there have $10 in your wallet or your purse, you have $10 more the state of Nevada had at that time.
Wow.
I grew up in North Las Vegas. It was my hometown. It was, if your high school, your Boy Scout troop, your church was going under, I think everybody else would have jumped in to do the same thing for those organizations
Absolutely.
as I did for my city. And now it's the strongest financial city in the state of Nevada. With Apex and all the industrial, we've diversified the economy of Southern Nevada. It's huge what's going on. More money will be made in North Las Vegas the next 20 years than anywhere else in this valley. So
Wow.
go North Las Vegas.
You're not kidding. And yeah, you have brought some big businesses out there.
Oh, and all the bond ratings, Ray. I think I told you that.
Wow, that's incredible. John Lee's our special guest here on Pick Your Politics. 2001, John, you announced that you were changing party affiliations from being a Democrat to a Republican. What caused you to do that?
So in Nevada, we were never national Democrats or national Republicans, pretty much. We were Northern Nevada and Southern Nevada
Right.
when we went to the legislature. And we were generating a lot of money down south, and it was going up to the state coffers. And the governor and the Senate were Republican, and they would take that money and they would give most of our tax dollars to Reno and to UNR and everywhere else. And so we would go up as Southern Nevadans under the other party title, and we would go to bring all that money back down south so we could build our roads and work on the 215 and all that, all those big projects we needed. And so then I became chairman of government affairs, and I was able to control a lot of what happened throughout the state of Nevada and the local governments and help them. And then I became mayor of North Las Vegas. But all this time, I never paid attention much to national politics. Some people pay no attention to local government. I just didn't pay much attention to national issues, you know. I was so busy in what I was doing.
Yeah.
Well, my wife would watch Fox News and all these things, and I would just generally listen. But then I started really paying attention. I go, wait a minute, this isn't my country. This isn't what I stand for. This is what I believe. And people were starting to associate me with those bad things that were happening. And I looked at it and said, I'm out of here. This is an evil direction that this country's going. And I know who's leading it, and I'm leaving this party.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Then that brings me, obviously, to the question, what do you think about what's going on today, especially with the presidential race?
Ooh, I think it is
brutal.
So close, you know. And I get up every day thinking that today's going to be a great day for our campaign, and then something good happens, then tomorrow something else happens on that side. It scares me to realize what the future could be if we don't get President Trump in.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying President Trump because he has the experience.
Yeah.
I was a business guy. I owned Vegas Plumbing. I owned an executive limousine, the Champion Tile Marble. I have a lot of businesses. I get that. And I talked to Trump on the phone. He called me up and said, hey, I want to endorse you. Joe Lombardo's endorsed you. Mike Johnson's endorsed you. I want to endorse you. I need you to help me fix this country. But what's interesting, the Donald Trump that you see on TV is not the Donald Trump that you talk to on the phone. It was at the highest level of business where I understood and he understood. And he really is a different person when it comes to what he wants to do for this country. He wants to do the same thing I want to do. He wants to protect this country. He wants to save us. And I'm the same way. And I think that, you know, I'll do what I can. I'm not a worshiper of anybody. I'll work hard for Nevada. I'll help protect this country. And if something's not right, I'm going to say, I don't believe in that. You know, I'm not going to go that direction. But I will tell you, the other direction is the demise of our nation, as far as I'm concerned.
Which is frightening.
Yeah,
it's frightening. Nobody wants that. You're facing 3 other candidates running for this office. How does John Lee separate himself from your competition, so to speak?
My competition, Stephen Horsford, has never had a job. He's never hired anybody. He worked for nonprofits. He has no experience, no knowledge at all. I don't know who the other independent is. It was just that somebody put their name on the ballot, as far as I'm concerned. If you look at Stephen Horsford, he's voted 100% of the time with Biden.
Yeah.
And that's not good for our country. That's not good for our economy, you know. And I don't value him. He does horrible on constituent services. He has the highest turnover that you could get. It's almost like 100%. He's always turning over people. So if you're a vet and you've got an issue and you call somebody there, and in 2 weeks you're supposed to call back, well, that person's not there. You got to start all over again. So what's happening, the other congressional offices are actually picking up people in Congressional District 4 and helping them with their problems. When I was mayor of North Las Vegas, I rented out a suite to the Congressional Office Committee. And whatever congressman comes in, they get that suite,
Right.
you know. And so I never saw the guy. He never came to the office. He lives in Virginia. He never called me up during COVID and said, hey, what can I do to help our businesses or our people in North Las Vegas? What can I do? He doesn't care about anybody but himself. And I'm sick and tired of paying that guy a paycheck, and I'm embarrassed that he's my congressman.
Well, I remember, not to, kick a dead horse, excuse the expression, but years ago, I don't know if they were doing a story on him or this is just when he got into office. After he won the office, he was going to an event, John. The media was out there and somebody filmed him pulling into a handicap spot. Remember that? Leaving
I
the car.
do.
And from that day, I said, this guy's on my S list.
He left it there for 6 hours. He thought he was better than everybody else. He had
Ridiculous.
privilege. Ridiculous is the word. Not a nice person.
No, just not good. I know that on your website, and I really would encourage everybody to go to John's website because he's got the issues laid out that is important to him. What are you going to do, or what can you do in that position to encourage, and you've done it in North Las Vegas very well, by the way, business to come to Southern Nevada?
Well,
You're going to give them incentives, you're going to talk to them, you're going to plead with them, what?
So what I did in North Las Vegas is I started realizing we would never pull ourselves out of the hole if we didn't have something to offer to business.
Right.
If you do not have business, you are out of
You're
business,
dead.
And we had no restaurants in North Las Vegas. I put in 31 restaurants in North Las Vegas. We brought in some of the finest restaurants. We put water and sewer out to places that were just waiting for industry. Yeah. And so in North Las Vegas and the rest of my district, the problem we have is that we are probably, I think, 85, 89% we're owned by the federal government.
Right.
Okay, I get that. Lincoln County is like 98% owned by. Nye County, the same
Really?
thing. They can't grow, they can't expand. The BLM owns all that land. What perplexes us in North Las Vegas is, as we start bringing in these wonderful new businesses that are going to hire people for $25 and $30 an hour. I mean, we don't compete with the hotels anymore. Those guys are losing people right and left to real jobs now in manufacturing.
Right, you're 100%.
But we have to go through, every time we go through an easement, we have to do a turtle study. We have to do an noxious weed study. We got all these things. And it takes a year to get through. And somebody wanted to bring a water line through there. We finally get it. And 100 yards down the road, another piece of property, somebody else wants to come in and come from California to bring their manufacturing company. We've got to do the same thing over again. I mean, so we need to get these easements all cleared so we can generate these
absolutely.
jobs. And the more money we make, the stronger we make the economy, the better the opportunity we have for people. But the other thing is this: we don't have enough land in North Las Vegas to do affordable housing, to put in charter schools. It takes so long to get that land. Now, one thing about affordable housing, we in North Las Vegas try to do affordable housing. Everywhere you live, you should have a place that your children can get out of high school, get married, and live near you. You don't have to, export them to another city or something. But these apartment guys, they go out there and they build in weightlifting rooms and 2 swimming pools and a putting green and a dog park. And the rent's $1,800. How does a young couple make it? So we need some land that we can use as starter opportunity land to get families going here and staying in our community. So it'll be a lot of federal government work. And then the little counties, just for a second, they can't afford even a grant writer. They don't make any money. So in my staff, I'm going to put a grant writer on, so their volunteer fire departments, their volunteer medics, all that will have more money. They're sending all this money to Washington.
idea.
They're getting nothing back.
Great
So
idea.
we have a lot to do.
Great idea. That is excellent. That is really excellent. But affordable housing, you're right, is really a priority. Really is a priority. What will be your focus when you get elected? What would be your focus within the first 30, 60 days?
First thing-
Besides getting to know everybody.
yeah,
Hi, I'm John. I'm John.
I live here, and it takes me how long to get to work? I mean, there's a certain period you got to get in. I think the first thing that you need to do is understand what are the needs. So I'll be talking to county commissions, the city council of Las Vegas. They have issues. They have stuff.
Sure
We
they
have
do.
stuff throughout the whole district. How can I build a constituent services team to start working with veterans and all these organizations so that they get what they're paying for?
Yeah.
And so we'll put together a world-class team like I did in North Las Vegas. And from there, I'll have ability to be within good chairman, hopefully, of committees. And I hope I get on a veterans position, and I hope I get in a public lands position. And I'll try to set myself in places that will allow to strengthen not just my community, because we have Mark Amity up in Reno.
Correct.
He's the only Republican we have in Congress, so all the chairmen of the committees are Congress. So if we need something done, we have to call Congressman Amity up north and beg him. We'll have a congressman down here in me that's a Republican. We'll be able to start doing more and more work here
Right.
locally
Right.
with the whole valley. So
Yeah.
if you live in Boulder City, you're going to benefit by having me.
Yeah.
If there's need and I'm on that committee, we're going to do good.
You took my next question into it, which is good. Ideally, if you had your choice, what committees would you like to serve?
Yeah, I think I'll say this, and I mean this, North Las Vegas is the most patriotic city in Nevada. And you go, how do you know that? Well, we got 40,000 people that have something to do with retirees, dependents, spouses, active, military. We've got Creech Air Force Base. And then on top of that, we've got the VA hospital. 14,000 people a
Right.
month are hitting that hospital.
Right.
We are patriotic in North Las Vegas. We love Nellis Air Force Base. That's the sound of freedoms when we hear those planes going over.
Oh, yeah.
And so I just want to do something that I can to benefit that community
Yeah.
and make sure that we take care of those dependents and spouses when we have to.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, too, one of the benefits, John, as you're well aware of, when you bring businesses in and they start to thrive and they do good, not only is it great for the owners, but also the people that work there.
Well,
They have a better family
you're
life.
right.
They have a better quality of life.
When I became mayor of North Las Vegas, nobody in North Las Vegas really owned a business in North Las Vegas. People in Henderson owned them in Las Vegas. They would do their business there and then they'd go home. We've got now people who actually own their businesses in their community. We've got opportunities for people to get a new job and work up to general manager of this company.
Yep,
I mean,
yep.
it's exciting to see people stretching their vision and achieving the American dream. What I'll call is whatever makes you happy, makes you feel secure, we can do it. But I'm not just North Las Vegas anymore.
Yeah.
I want that for all Nevada.
For all Nevada.
I want everybody in Nevada to benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the way it should be, because you're going to be in a position to do that. Are you friends? Well, I know you are. You have a lot of acquaintances up there with some of the current people that hold this office.
Well, say that question one more time.
Are you familiar with or friends or talk with some of the people that already are elected to
Congressman. Oh, okay.
right?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I've been to Steve Scalise's office. He found out I was in town. He had no time on his calendar. He asked me if I could meet at 8 o'clock in the morning. We talked for an hour. Tom Emmers has called me up. He's the number three person. Burgess Owens from Utah is coming down. He's throwing a fundraiser for me. Every Sunday night we have a meeting with the top 26 people that are the ones that we need to get to Washington. So I'm already plugged in very, very well.
Good.
But you can do all that. And if people don't get out to vote, what
Doesn't
difference
mean
does it make?
anything, that's what I say,
know.
yeah.
So it's so sad to think that if people do go vote, look at the candidate. Don't go down line. If I'm not your guy, vote the other guy. I don't care what you.
Yeah.
But get to know your candidates. Low information voting never benefits us.
No, that's what I say every show. You've got to vet all of these people, see where they are on the issues, whether you agree, don't agree, and make your best choice. But you got to get up out of the chair and you got to go vote.
Let me say, I think our governor, Joe Lombardo, we got rid of Steve Sisolak. What a blessing that was. And he is doing great for Nevada.
Oh, he's doing great.
And we have got to elect people that can support his agenda to help us pull Nevada out of that still somewhat the doldrums of the COVID world. And pull this. It's like a pond. If you put some oil on a pond, everything underneath it dies. But if you take the oil off this way, things start growing again.
Yeah.
Joe Lombardo is growing this state again, and I'm very, very proud to be his friend. And
Joe's doing a great
him.
job, and so is Stavros too.
Oh, Stavros. We don't have a problem with Stavros.
We've got a real law and order.
We do. And Stavros could fill in immediately.
Yeah,
he could fill in immediately. Yeah.
He's great because he travels the state. He is a terrific guy.
A great staff, by the way. I mean, his staff is equally as good as the governor's.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud of what Stavros has done.
How closely do you work with the executive branch in the state, with the governor from Washington?
From Washington. Oh, my gosh, yeah. Nevada has a lot of issues. We need to cut red tape. We need to do a lot of things there with our mining, ranching, and farming. We've got to play defense most of the time, the way this country's going. And Joe and I worked, when I was the mayor, he was in charge of Metro. Our police departments worked side by side. We built a huge, massive shooting range together. Joe and I started that together. I have a great relationship with Joe. I mean, he can call me right now. I can call him. And just tell each other, what we need, and we'll both get on it. Because he works for the people too.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, I was very, very happy to do what I could, my small part, to work on his campaign and knock on doors and stuff like that. Yeah, it's very, very good. Speaking of that, do me a favor, tell everybody what your website, what your web address is. Like I say, go on there. Learn about John, see the issues that are important to him. You want to volunteer, please do. You never can have enough volunteers, and you never can have enough money. So if you want to throw a few dollars at him, be my guest.
So if you want to know more about John Lee, go to johnleeforcongress.com. You'll read everything you want about me, what I did as mayor, what I've accomplished in the legislature, what I've accomplished as a business owner. I've been married to my wonderful wife for 49 years. I got 7 children. I got 31 grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren. This job to me is more than just a title. In this world, there's 3 things that people want. They want wealth, they want pleasure, or they want power. I don't want any of those 3. I just want the people behind me to have the same life that I had. And I'm willing to give some of my time to get this country back in shape. Then I'm going to pass the baton on to somebody else, because I want to do some other things too. But right now, I think we're prepared in Nevada to get another seat in Congress. There's actually 2 other congressmen running for other districts, 1 and 3. They're wonderful candidates. You should get to know Drew, and you should get to know Mark Robinson. They're wonderful candidates. I would tell you, if you send all 3 of us to Washington, you'll get your bang out of these us 3 guys.
100%.
And let me say Sam Brown, too. We need a good senator who can help us move our product over there, our bills. And Sam is a very great team player.
Yeah, Drew Johnson's coming on the show in a couple of weeks.
Very smart young man.
And, nice guy. Nice guy. And you're right. We need to get, especially here in Nevada, we need get a couple of more Democrats because, as you know, they have the majority in the state
More
legislature.
Republic, as you said, Democrat.
I'm sorry, I meant Republicans. Did I? Oh, I mean Republicans.
Yes.
Excuse me. To balance things out and get a majority, hopefully, so the governor can get some stuff passed, especially about the school, because education
Yes.
is super important to him. And I'm sure it's important to you because we do have issues with our educational system
I
here.
put 13 charter schools in North Las
Yeah.
Vegas. Our parents in North Las Vegas are not satisfied with mediocre education. And so we were the first that went out and got it. Every charter school we could, everyone had a waiting list.
Yeah.
We're serious about educating our young
Yeah.
men and women.
Yeah, you have to be, because that's the future, and you got to make it happen. Let everybody know what you've got coming up as far as fundraisers, meet and greets, town halls, coffee and donuts, whatever.
If you look on the website, you'll find all that. I would just say once again, please, this is the only responsibility that you might have that changes America. Go vote. Vote Republican. Vote good people. Help us help this country.
Yeah.
And with that, I have nothing more to add. You can read about me on my webpage.
Yep, absolutely, because Republicans are sensible. They have common sense. They're not pigeonholed, okay? They want to do good for everybody. So we got to make that happen to make living here and everywhere in this country a better place than it is, because it's the best in the world anyway, but we can always make it better. Anyway, John, thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure.
And we're here to help you in any way that we can. So go to the website, help this gentleman out, and we're going to be a lot better off for it. So anyway, until next week, another edition of Pick Your Politics. For John, I'm Dennis Silvers. And remember, vet everybody and get out and vote. So we'll see you all back next week, same time, same place. So long, everybody.